Whether you're looking to move into Waldorf or you're already a resident here, this video is for you. I'm talking to everybody that is interested in Waldorf, Maryland. This video is all about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So stick around, we're going to talk about what makes Waldorf, well, Waldorf. So a couple of key facts that you need to know about Waldorf, Maryland. First off, it is a rapidly growing community. Now, it's interesting that I say it's rapidly growing because it's already pretty big. In fact, it's the 4th largest community in the state of Maryland, and it's got about 81,000 residents, roughly. Now, in addition to that, it's about 23 miles south of Washington, D.C., and it's what's known as a bedroom community, meaning that most of the people who live in Waldorf commute to work outside of Waldorf. Now, the average income in Waldorf is about $96,000, which is above the national median.
Oh, please, we're rich.
But not what I would consider upper class. It's very much a middle class, working class community. So one of the big questions I get asked all the time is, should I live in Waldorf, Maryland? And well, it really depends on what your preferences are. So let's talk about some of the details about what Waldorf is and what Waldorf is about, and see if it might be a good fit for you. So what's it like to actually live in Waldorf? Well, you're in luck, because I've lived in Waldorf a long time, and I know this area pretty well. Let's start off with talking about some of the shopping options that you have in Waldorf. One of the things that Waldorf is known for is all of the car dealerships in Waldorf. Now, if you're looking to buy a car, Waldorf is probably the place for you to be if you're not looking for a Highline. So Mercedes, BMW, Audi, those guys have no presence here. The only place you're going to see them is in the used car lots.
I got so many cars here, I don't know what to do with them. That's why we're slashing prices left and right here at Crazy Hubs.
But there are your traditional Ford, Chevrolet, Toyota, Volkswagen, those sort of dealerships, we've got them all. You'll see that this is sort of a recurring theme. There's lots of shopping, lots of food, lots of options, lots of grocery stores, but when it comes to the higher end shops, for some reason, although Waldorf has a strong population base and a high average income, the higher end stores and shops don't seem to want to be in Waldorf. So let's talk about my favorite topic, food. Now, one of the things that really makes Waldorf interesting is that it's sort of a tale of two cities. You have a really great population of restaurants that are small, independently owned, and provide really fantastic food that you're not going to find anywhere else. And then you've got your onslaught of your fast food joints, your chicken restaurants, things like that. And I point out chicken restaurants specifically because for whatever reason, Waldorf seems to be the place to go if you want to find a chicken shop. When you move to Waldorf, they should actually just give you a punch card with a list of all the chicken restaurants that are in the area so that you can try them all. And that's not to say that they aren't good, it's just that there's a lot of them. For example, some of the chicken restaurants that are located in Waldorf include Crown Fried Chicken and Waffle, Tasty Chicken, Hip Hop Fish and Chicken, Chicken Rico, Hangry Joe's, Bonchon, KFC, Popeyes, Raising Cane's, which is bland, by the way, Chick-fil-A, twice, It's Just Wings, Buffalo Wild Wings, America's Best Wings, Wingstop, Tony's Pizza and Chicken, and Hooters. So there's no shortage of wings if that's what you're into. But I digress. Let's talk about some of the good things when it comes to food. Although there's a lot of chicken restaurants, there's also a lot of independent restaurants that I have been to that I think are really fantastic. And it's just in the last 10 years or so that we're finally seeing an influx of really great independently owned restaurants. And there's a wide variety of restaurants too. So if you're looking for Japanese sushi, you've got Kobe, you've got Kadori, you've got Asado's Grill. If you're looking for some great Mexican food, there's actually several Mexican restaurants that are really tasty, and one or two really great taquerias as well. My favorite is Taqueria Los Compadres. They are like Waldorf's best kept secret when it comes to tacos. You've also got some really great nightlife bars. The Cut Bar and Grill is one of my favorites. Also, Shark Bar is very, very popular, although it gets a little loud in there. They have live bands quite a bit, and so if you're looking for that sort of vibe, you've certainly got it. And of course, you've got your big chains too. So Chili's and Olive Garden and Cracker Barrel and places like that, we've got all those too. So there's no shortage of food options when it comes to that here in Waldorf. So here's some of that bad news, guys. The shopping options when it comes to retail shopping in Waldorf are disappointing.
Hey, I go shopping, want it, then I cop it, ayy.
You will not be happy. You've got all of your traditional Walmart and Target and things like that. You've got them all, but no high-end retailers. You're not gonna see Coach or Gucci or Louis Vuitton or anything like that here in Waldorf, unfortunately. It's just not the market for it. If you're looking for that, you've got to go to Northern Virginia. Now, if you've lived in Waldorf for any length of time, you're gonna know my pain when I talk about grocery stores here in the area. In the last couple of years, there's been a big push among residents to try and get a high-end shopping experience when it comes to grocery stores, like either a Trader Joe's or a Wegmans or something like that. But guys, it's just not happening. For whatever reason, those companies are not interested in Southern Maryland. We do have plenty of grocery stores though, thankfully. We've got Mom's Organic Market, which I shop at all the time. We've got Giant, Safeway, Food Lion, Aldi, Lidl. And we've also got a couple of options that I really like to take advantage of. If you're willing to travel a little bit outside of the center of Waldorf, there's some great local farms in the area where you can get fresh produce and poultry and meats and things like that. I know I shop at Zakaya Farms. Hancock Family Farms is another great one for meats. There's also a place down in La Plata, which is about a 10 or 15 minute drive, called the Cove Fish Market. Great place to go and get your fish. Now, when we're talking about traveling to go get your fish, there is one thing that you've got to know if you're thinking of moving to Waldorf, and that is the traffic can be horrendous. It can take a half an hour to get from one side of Waldorf to the other during rush hour. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that this is a bedroom community. The commute times are some of the worst in the nation when it comes to Southern Maryland. Everybody who lives here knows that. And it's just one of those things that you have to learn to either love it or find another place to live, unfortunately. There's no relief in sight for residents in Charles County and Waldorf specifically. Some of the good news, however, is recreation in Waldorf and Charles County is actually pretty good. Waldorf's got their own baseball team, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. They play in the Atlantic League, and tickets to the games, they're like 15 bucks a piece. So it's a cheap way to go out, have a nice date, enjoy a baseball game, and have some fun. So the stadium is Regency Furniture Stadium. It's got 4,200 seats, and it really makes for a great night. They also have concerts there from time to time, so keep an eye on their schedule and you'll see some neat stuff come up every once in a while. In addition to that, Waldorf has lots of parks, which is really fantastic. We also have what's called the Capitol Clubhouse. Now, the Capitol Clubhouse is a 90,000 square foot recreational facility. They've got rock climbing walls, they've got exercise equipment, they've got ice skating rinks, they have hockey games that they play there from time to time. It's a really great place for kids to be able to get out and enjoy some recreation that's not strictly at their school. There's also 2 local libraries and the Indian Head Rail Trail, which is actually one of my personal favorites. It's a 13-mile trail that's been completely paved and is used for biking, jogging, running, walking, that sort of thing. So if getting outdoors and enjoying nature is your jam, definitely check out the local parks, check out the Indian Head Rail Trail. You will not be disappointed. So let's talk about housing for a minute. Waldorf is really interesting when it comes to the housing situation because you've got a population of 81,000 people, like I mentioned before, and the average sales price for a house is about $448,000. You're seeing houses on the market right now on average about 21 days before they go under contract. And what really makes Waldorf interesting is there's just such a wide range of housing that you can choose from. You've got townhouses, you've got tight-knit communities with smaller homes that are in the average of $350,000 to $400,000 range. You've got communities where you've got estate homes that are 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 square feet on multiple acres, and they can get up to $700,000, $900,000 very easily. So there's a very wide range of options to fit what your lifestyle and budget is going to allow. So there you have it. That's the good and bad about living here in Waldorf. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you. And if you'd like more information about the area, go ahead and like and subscribe, shoot us a message. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have about the housing market in particular. And of course, as always, make sure that you tune in for our next video.